This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
This is your Barbados Today afternoon update for Tuesday, September 22nd, 2015. So glad you can join us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. The wait is over. More than a year after they were dismissed under controversial circumstances, workers at the National Conservation Commission will get the chance to appear before the Employment Rights Tribunal next week. Today, Chairman of the Tribunal, Hal Gollop, announced that the body will begin hearing the cases of the more than 80 workers next Wednesday over a 3-day period. The matter, which he said is a class action suit, will be heard at the Lloyd Erskine Sandyford Center on 2 Mile Hill. Labour Minister Dr. Esther Bayer serves notice that anti-discrimination legislation is on the way. She says it will govern hiring practices and safeguard workers against the scourge of discrimination.
You can't discriminate against a worker because he or she because of their gender. All right, so you can't give preference to a female employee over a male employee or a male over a female just on the basis of gender. And you can't give preference because, or the other way around, you can't refuse also to give their due to an employee because that person is, because of gender again, because of race, because of their country of origin, because of what they worship, who they worship, or where they worship, because of their beliefs, because of their sexual practices. Those things, we're saying, those should not have any bearing on the employer-employee relationship.
On the economic front, Finance Minister Chris Sinclair reports that the government is on track with its implementation of programs to stabilize and sustain the economy. He says implementation of the government's medium-term fiscal strategy 2013 to 2020 has improved significantly despite fiscal constraints and that the 19-month fiscal adjustment program is achieving its targets.
Of the 50 budgetary proposals I announced in the series of financial measures since 2013, an estimated 72% or 36 of the policies have been completely implemented as at March 2015. In addition, 9 of these policies continue to be implemented ahead of their trajectory in terms of the implementation pace in advanced momentum of the performance indicators. This puts the overall program implementation coverage, I am advised, at 90% and an overall implementation momentum at 100%.
Minister Sinclair was addressing the opening of a 2-day public sector leadership conference at the Hilton yesterday. He, however, noted that going forward, there must be special emphasis on a number of areas.
We're talking about a strong framework for monitoring and evaluation, better information, better communication, better stakeholder involvement, and of course, all of the other things that go with successful implementation. Proper technology, adequate resources, both human and financial, and of course, a congenial environment for planning and execution to achieve levels of success.
Police are continuing investigations into an armed attack at the Ruby's gas station in Bethlehem, St. Lucie last night. 2 armed men, one bearing a gun and the other a cutlass, robbed the attendant of an undisclosed sum of money, but no one was injured in the incident. Sports now. Former Barbados and West Indies opener Philo Wallace is not backing Jason Holder's appointment to captain the West Indies Test team. Wallace contends it's too early to give the 23-year-old player such a responsibility. He noted that while Holder has a tremendous amount to offer West Indies cricket, authorities should avoid pushing him too soon. Wallace further argues that Holder, the second youngest ever West Indies Test captain, has not led Barbados in the Professional Cricket League, and to give him captaincy in the longer format without the experience is too much at this stage.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To our regional neighbors, Trinidad and Tobago's National Security Minister Edmund Dillon is troubled by spiraling murders, and he's continuing talks today with the Police Commissioner, the Chief of Defense Staff, and other leading stakeholders to get to the bottom of the problem. The newly installed People's National Movement has already been criticized for its handling of crime, but Minister Dillon dismisses the concerns.
I think we cannot politicize crime. We ought not to politicize crime. And therefore we must take a methodological approach in dealing with issues of crime. And that's the approach that I am taking right now. Dealing with the review of the architecture, seeing where the gaps are, and how we go forward.
On the international scene, the planned hanging of a paralegic prisoner convicted of murder in Pakistan has been delayed. A magistrate ordered that Abdul Basit could not be hanged in compliance with the jail manual because he is in a wheelchair. Pakistan's prison guidelines require that a prisoner stand on the gallows. Rights groups say hanging Basit constitutes cruel and degrading treatment. The 43-year-old was convicted in 2009 for killing the uncle of a woman with whom he was accused of having a relationship. He has maintained his innocence. In 2010, he contracted tubercular meningitis and became paralyzed from the waist down. Pakistan reintroduced the death penalty in December 2014 and has hanged 239 people since then. And that's our afternoon update. But for more news and sports, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and of course, like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Be sure to join us again this evening.